Hello, my name is Danielle Stone. I'm the Police, Fire and Crime Commissioner for Northamptonshire. I was born in London, but I was part of the post-war rehoming project, so I ended up in Billericay in Essex in a house built by the Co-op. The Thatcher years were truly terrible for me. I was a single parent with 4 children. I was working as a teacher, and everything in my life became more difficult. So cost of living went up, salaries did not, and everything that young families needed were kind of stripped out and taken away. I was born into a Jewish communist household. It was really strange when I think about it. We had Lenin and Stalin photographs on my father's sitting room wall. He came here on the kinder transport. It's taken one of my sons quite a long time to dig and delve into the family history. So we know we've got family all across the world, cousins, second cousins, third cousins. But of course, a lot of people tragically died in the Holocaust, including my grandfather, who was a Romanian Jewish poet. I became a teacher because I suppose as the oldest in a very large family, I was already teaching, if you know what I mean. I knew an awful lot about looking after young people and teaching them. So for me, it was just a natural progression. But you're right, my father was fairly pleased because he saw it as not an exciting enough job for him. He was a writer. But my mother said I'd joined the bourgeoisie. I met Jamal, who's a Muslim, Arab, through friends actually. But I've always done a huge amount of work in the Yemeni and Somali communities. He's a Yemeni man.
So, what was happening in your life when you met Danielle?
Turning up to be in a different environment, and mostly is in politics, and that's changed all my life what I used to do.
So it's been one of the astonishments of my life that I've ended up married to a Yemeni person, having worked with those communities for many, many years. But I didn't meet him through my community work. I met him through a mutual friend.
It's not just myself. It shows caring for others. She's a really, really passionate, and what she does it really good, and people can see and realize that. Of course, I can see them because I'm closer to her, but reflecting from others, it shows.
And we've both worked really, really hard over the last 11, 12 years, working with marginalised groups of people, particularly refugees, to support their integration. So I think our shared experience of being dislocated, being on the outside looking in, all of that kind of stuff, has given us a heightened awareness of how difficult it is for people.
Being with the refugees, you could tell the progress of their own journey in life. Life is always obstacles around you, and just trying to solve it as much as you can. The easiest, the simplest, and the better way that you can adapt yourself to it. Asylum seekers always looking for a better life. That's why they move around. And their journey is very difficult life.
I was a community activist long before I joined the Labour Party. I joined the Labour Party when I was in my 40s. And I'm now 76. I think I first became an activist when I was around the age of 14. So at that age, I joined the Young Communist League and I joined Young CND. And I joined both of them out of a sense of idealism, not out of any sense that I could really make a difference, but I just wanted to be with people who read, who listened to great music, who were exciting and had ideas. So, yeah. I didn't last very long in either of those organisations.
So how did you come to set up your refugee charity?
We set it up when there was a crisis with Syrian refugees coming over. And we live in a county which wouldn't take any responsibility for housing or welcoming Syrian refugees. And I thought, and Jamal thought, that was a terrible situation to be in. So we looked around and found the City of Sanctuary movement, which began in Sheffield, and decided it would be a really good idea to join them, so that at least somewhere in Northamptonshire would be open to welcoming refugees.
And was that while you were a counsellor as well?
No, I became a counsellor because I was made redundant by the county council, and it was my revenge. I think I'd always been concerned about the Conservative Commissioner's view of policing. It was always at odds with mine. So their view was everything should be centralised and police should be taken off the street and all of that kind of stuff. It sat very badly with me. I suppose I first became really, really concerned about Stephen Mould when he was seen to be promoting a friend of his through the ranks. I knew I had the best chance of anybody I know winning because I was already very well known across the county, but I didn't really expect to win, I have to say. It'd always been 3 terms of Conservatism, and we had 2 Conservative councils in Northamptonshire, so no, I wasn't really expecting to win.
What was it like when Danielle became PFCC?
Actually, nothing has changed because she's still doing politics even though when she is PFCC. But she made a lot of changes.
Well, I was on a very, very steep learning curve for the first 6 months. My office team were absolutely brilliant and gave me lots of briefings, took me around and showed me everything. Police stations, fire stations, the control room, the custody suites. I went out with teams of police. I had a lot of learning to do. But I was very determined to make a difference. So I knew from all the work that had been done consulting the public that what the public wanted was their police stations back in their localities, and they wanted neighbourhood and accessible policing. They wanted more PCSOs, and above all, they wanted to feel safe. So I've been on a mission with all my teams.
So how do you feel now about the abolition of the role of Police Fire and Crime Commissioner and knowing that you'll be the last one?
Well, it's made me feel really grateful and really privileged for having had the opportunity to make a difference in the way I am in Northamptonshire. I have met all the police crime commissioners from across the country, and there are 1 or 2 who are very ineffective, but all the others I have learned a huge amount from, and that's across party. So whether they're Conservatives or wherever, independent, Labour, I have learned a huge amount from them. And I think having an elected mandate from the people to call the police chief to account is a very strong position to be in. I think the powers we've got to deliver prevention work takes pressure off the police has been very powerful. I've seen the most amazing practice across the country. So I'm hoping all of that gets preserved in the new regimes.
Coming 2 or about 2.5 years, I'm looking to it every day just to term to finish so we can actually retire. We're not retired yet. But yes, I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully the time will shorten and we'll be there at the time to have a break.